The new coronavirus, which is spreading worldwide, is a type of coronavirus that infects humans. What is the structure of this virus, how does it spread, and what dangers does it pose? The new coronavirus is one of 7 species of coronaviruses that can infect humans. A coronavirus is one of hundreds of viruses that cause fever, respiratory illness, and sometimes gastrointestinal symptoms, and a new coronavirus discovered in 2019 is one of 7 species of coronaviruses known to infect humans. The new coronavirus is the third coronavirus known to have infected humans from animals since the turn of the century, and has caused a global emergency since it was reported in China in December 19, causing a large number of infections and deaths so far. There is a high possibility of droplet infection through coughing or sneezing, and the incubation period is said to be 2 to 14 days. This means that even before symptoms such as fever, coughing, and shortness of breath appear, you are still in a state of being able to infect other people for a while. In the cases identified so far, most people complained of coughing and fever. Some people experience shortness of breath, sore throat and headaches. Wash your hands anyway. And all devices should be disinfected. Just like hands, viruses can get on smartphones, computer keyboards, headphones, etc. If you are elderly or have an underlying condition such as diabetes, heart failure, or respiratory disease, coughing can become more severe with pneumonia. If you don't feel well, it's better to get treatment as soon as possible. Preliminary estimates indicate that the number of flu cases in the 2019-2020 season was between 19 million and 25 million, with a maximum of 25,000 deaths. On the other hand, it is difficult to estimate the number of patients and deaths from coronavirus. This is because the number of people infected is not known for sure. It is estimated that COVID-19 has a mortality rate of about 2%, which is higher than the flu. But it's also possible that the number of patients with less severe symptoms isn't included in the report. Patients with mild symptoms may not go to the hospital, and some patients may be mistaken for the flu or ordinary pneumonia. If the epidemiologists only included fairly severe cases in their calculations, then the mortality rate would be calculated higher than it actually is. This is because the percentage of patients who die out of the number of patients reported is so high that the numbers do not accurately reflect reality. The most significant difference between COVID-19 and influenza is that in the case of influenza, the medical system is well prepared. The flu is pandemic every year. In some years the virus is more severe than in others, but doctors still know how to treat it and how to prevent it. In contrast, COVID-19 is an unknown field. There are still things we don't know, such as how it will spread. And there is still no therapeutic vaccine. Now a Chinese research team has revealed that 96% of the genetic structure of the new coronavirus matches that of the coronavirus found in bats. The view that bats are the source of the outbreak is becoming stronger. Human-infected coronaviruses were first isolated in the 1960s, but the symptoms caused by these coronaviruses were long thought to be mild. In most cases, the coronavirus was thought to be the equivalent of catching a cold. Incidentally, the most famous coronavirus is a coronavirus that is transmitted from other animals to humans. Coronaviruses are made up of a single strand of RNA, and their genetic material is surrounded by a thin film of small thorn-like proteins. Under the microscope, those proteins protrude like thorns from the rings surrounding the top of the virus. This appearance gave it its name from the Latin word corona, which means crown. When coronaviruses enter the body, these spike proteins attach to host cells and inject RNA into the nucleus of the cell. It then hijacks the replication mechanism and multiplies the virus further. Thus, an infection occurs. The severity of the infection depends on 2 factors. One is which part of the human body is most likely to be exposed to the virus. Coronaviruses, which are relatively less severe, like the coronaviruses that cause the common cold, tend to stick to the upper respiratory tracts, such as the nose and throat. A more virulent type of coronavirus, on the other hand, latches onto the lungs and bronchi, causing more severe infections. The MERS virus, for example, can attach to proteins in the lower respiratory tract and gastrointestinal tract, causing respiratory problems as well as kidney dysfunction. Another factor affecting the severity of the infection is the protein produced by the coronavirus. If the genes are different, the proteins are also different. Malignant coronaviruses may have spike proteins that can be successfully attached by human cells. Some coronaviruses produce a protein that can evade the immune system. In this case, the greater the patient's immune response, the more serious the symptoms become. The new coronavirus pandemic continues to worsen around the world. It's a horrible situation and I'm sure you're feeling a lot of stress. It is difficult to get accurate information about what is actually happening and what measures should be taken. It is wise to do everything possible to prevent infection, such as staying out of the house as little as possible and washing your hands frequently. For more videos about health, subscribe the channel.